What is going on, IF Warriors? This video is going to be on why you will probably quit intermittent fasting. Without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, I say this with a heavy heart, but many of you will quit intermittent fasting. And the reason that you're going to quit intermittent fasting is because of the reasons that you started intermittent fasting to begin with. If the only reason you started intermittent fasting was for a quick weight loss, you're probably gonna quit intermittent fasting, because intermittent fasting has to be a lifestyle. You have to be mentally prepared to do this for the rest of your life. Now, that doesn't mean that at every given moment, every single day, you'll be doing intermittent fasting, but intermittent fasting should be the rule, and everything else should be the exception. You should quickly be bouncing back to intermittent fasting as if it's the thing that you do every day for the rest of your life. Even if you don't do it 1 day or 2 days, you still got to make it the rule and make those moments when you don't the exception. So if you got in it for a quick fix, you're probably going to quit intermittent fasting easily the moment you feel any type of resistance, which happens with all diets because we hit plateaus based on the energy expenditure that we're putting out, based on our diets, based on water retention, based on different fluctuations with glycogen. We create, there's moments of plateau or moments of weight going up. When you see that resistance, if you don't take intermittent fasting seriously, you're going to quit. Another reason why you'll quit intermittent fasting is if you are impressionable, incredibly impressionable, to the point where whatever new popular guru that comes out that talks about how intermittent fasting doesn't work, if you become enamored with that guru, you're simply going to believe what he says. Even if that person never provides studies, the person just tells you, listen, I know, and you don't, simply because they've gone through bodybuilding competitions, which, by the way, if they do high level competitions, that means that there is no way that they could relate to you at any capacity when it comes to getting lean or building muscle. So if you're just going to listen to somebody because they're extra super muscular and lean, that's a dumb reason. Now, if they're extra super muscular, lean, and they provide studies and break down those studies in an intelligent way, that's a different story. But a lot of you guys would just look at the next popular guy that talks in a entertaining way, and simply because he's telling you, hey, listen, it doesn't work because I don't do it, and don't worry about studies, just know that I don't do it, therefore you shouldn't do it, you're going to quit intermittent fasting because you're just too impressionable and you appeal to authority very easily. There has been a lot of people even on this channel that have watched it and they've done intermittent fasting and it's worked for them and it did everything that they needed it to do, but they still end up quitting it thinking that it doesn't work, which to me is just hilarious. And they'll comment on my page saying, hey, look, this other guy knows what he's talking about and he told me that it doesn't work, so I'm not gonna do it anymore. And I'm like, all right, cool. I've literally provided over hundreds of studies on this video, on this channel. Let me see what type of studies this guy's providing. And they never provide studies. They'll never provide studies. They'll never break down studies. And if they show a study, they'll just show us a blurb of the study. They won't actually show the data points. They won't show the results. They don't know what they're talking about. But because they are, popular, that's all that matters. Popularity is all that matters in this space for a lot of people. But if you are not impressionable and you are very open to the understanding of scientific data and research and how complex that actually is, and respecting the data itself and it being broken down, then you'll stick with it. But for the most part, the majority of people go with what's popular, even if the person doesn't present any form of evidence for their claim. Another reason why you might quit intermittent fasting, and this is beyond me, but this is what people do, is with the ebb and flow of intermittent fasting. If intermittent fasting at any point is not a popular thing that celebrities aren't talking about, that people aren't talking about, you'll move on as if there's no use for it anymore because it's not a popular thing. When in reality, diets working or not working have nothing to do with how popular it is within the public zeitgeist. When you do something and it works for you, then that's something that you should stick to. Now, if you do intermittent fasting and it does not work for you at any capacity, no matter how hard you try, 3 weeks of doing it and still you don't feel that you could do it comfortably, you don't see results that you want to see, you're feeling like the muscle retention is not there, then cool, that makes perfect sense for you, because all of these diets, even with the studies that we have, at the end of the day, it falls on if you can do this for the rest of your life, and if you can't, then you can move on. But just because something is popular within the celebrity landscape or the searchability, or are people viewing this, that if you're falling in line with that, then you're going to be hopping and skipping from every every diet that's popular and then loses popularity, then hopping on a different one. So the truth is, when it comes to any type of diet, not just intermittent fasting, if all of those categories fall on you, if you fall within any of those categories, you will quit your diet. And if you're doing intermittent fasting right now, but you're impressionable enough to fall for any of those other things, unfortunately, you will also quit intermittent fasting. I always tell people, just look at the studies. Those are the most important things because they come with they're peer reviewed. Anybody can come up onto a channel just like this one and say whatever they want and get views. They don't have to be telling the truth to get views. They don't have to even understand the science to get views. They simply have to look the part and be entertaining enough or whatever it is for you to watch them. And that's all that matters. They don't have to be actually trying to give you what the data is. They could just be like, you know what, I'm gonna build a community based off of this, and here we go. Unlike what I do, I actually present studies consistently, and every time I reference any type of results or data points of what can happen within the biology of the human body, it's all referenced from the multitude of studies that we currently have. So like I said, just because somebody's up here, just because somebody's a doctor, just because somebody's a head trainer, it does not mean that they do not have an agenda. So always be wary, be very careful, and make sure you find something that you'll stick to for the rest of your life, regardless of what others say. Hopefully this video has helped you guys. And of course, as always, we're off Fridays and Saturdays now, but we'll be back on Sunday for more Fledge Fitness content. Peace out, guys.